welcome to your practice today. So today the intention is to reconnect with your spiritual self, and we're going to do that through the inclusion of an inversion today. So technically that makes this class a fire style class, however we will keep it soft and grounding as well. So we won't stoke the fire too much today. The idea is just to re-establish that spiritual connection and lead you to a nice deep meditation at the end. To begin, let's just start with a single Om. So sitting however feels comfortable for you today. Closing down your eyes. Just allow yourself to take a couple of deep belly breaths, feeling the capacity of the lungs, and exhaling completely. Allow your breath to bring you back to the present moment. Now, so that we're all on the same page, exhale any breath that you currently have. Take a deep inhalation. And a full exhalation. This time we'll inhale for Om. Noticing how the space after Om is not just silent, but charged. Charged with the energy of Om. Beautiful. To begin today, come to a supine position, keeping your knees bent. Walking your feet as close as you can to your hips. From here we're going to take both arms out wide so that your hands are in line with your shoulders. And then from here, simply lift one leg and then the other so that your ankles are in line with your knees. From here, we're going to take a deep inhalation. And then as you exhale, lower your knees to the right side of your body. Gently hover both knees off the floor. And then as you inhale, return to center. Exhale to lower your knees to the left. And inhale, return to center. Exhale, lower your knees. You might like to take your gaze over your left shoulder here. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, lower your knees to the left, gaze to your right. Inhale to center. This time, as you lower your knees to the right, gently lower them all the way to the ground. You might like to take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. And then just find that perfect stillness. Breathing all the way into your belly here. Taking 2 final rounds of breath as you are. And then release your right hand to the ground. Return your gaze to center. And on your next inhalation, raise both the knees back to neutral. Now, as you exhale next, lower your knees to the left and gaze to the right. This time to stay, so lower your knees all the way to the floor. And taking that left hand to the outside of your right knee. Rounds of breath as you are. And then lower your left hand to the ground, return your gaze to center. On your next inhalation, return both knees to center. And then hug them in nice and tight. Right hand on your right knee, left hand on your left knee. You might like to make small circles going in one direction with your knees. Feeling that massage on your lower back. And then changing directions. And from here, gently roll to one side. Take a moment and a full breath in and out. And then finding your way to all four positions on your hands and knees. From here, we're going to move through a dynamic child's pose. So inhale as you are. And then exhale to lower your hips back to your heels, extend your arms long, rest your forehead on the ground. Inhale to return to all fours. Exhale, press back to child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. This time to stay. So resting your forehead on the ground. And just feeling the rise and fall of your belly against your thighs here. As you inhale, feeling the belly expand. And as you exhale, drawing the belly button to your spine. And from here, we're going to walk both hands over to the right side. So feeling a nice lateral stretch down the left side of the body here. As you inhale, just feel the expanse of that left side of the body. Finding more and more space in that left side with each breath. And gently walk both hands over to the left now, elongating that right side of the body. And return both hands to the center. And when you're ready on your next inhalation, making your way back to all fours. You might feel a little bit of energy circulating through your body here, almost like an expansion of each side of your body. From here, tuck your toes under and press back to downward dog. As you inhale, we're going to lower both knees to the floor. So option to lower all the way down here, or if you'd like a little extra challenge, just hovering the knees gently off the floor there. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale, lower your knees all the way to the floor or hover gently above. Exhale, press back to downward dog, keeping as much bend as your knees as you need here to facilitate that long spine. Inhale, lower both knees. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale, lower your knees for the last time. And exhale, all the way back to downward dog. And just pedaling both feet here, back and forth. Finding a bit of extra space down the back side of the leg. And then come to find stillness in your downward dog. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. Then taking your gaze in between your hands, gently step both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold from deep in the hips, keeping as much bend to the knees as feels comfortable for you today. You want to maintain that belly to thigh connection. Inhale to halfway lift once more. Exhale to stay as you are. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. And then exhale, close down your eyes. And just feel into the energy that you've already cultivated this morning. Beautiful. From here, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Extend your right leg straight. And as you inhale, you're going to bend your front knee, raise your arms skyward. Exhale, extend your knee, lower your arms. Inhale, bend your front knee. Raise your arms skyward. Exhale, return to stand. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, return to stand. Inhale, warrior one. this time to stay. You might like to keep your arms skyward here. Option to bend your elbows and find a cactus position. Or if you would like, clasp both hands behind your back, roll your shoulders back and find the bind, keeping the palms of your hands pulled tight together. Breathing all the way into your chest here, cultivating that prana, that energy in your chest. Notice where the mind goes as you hold this warrior one. And can you find peace? Can you let go of resistance and surrender completely? Release both hands if you have the bind. And then we're going to step your back foot to your front foot. And just take a moment to feel that vibrance, that heat. Now step your right foot to the back of the mat. Extend your left leg straight. As you inhale, bend your front knee, raise your arms skyward. And then exhale, return to stand. Inhale, bend your front knee, raise your arms. Exhale, return to stand. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, return to stand. Inhale, warrior one, this time to stay. So remembering your options here, you're welcome to keep your arms skyward, bending both elbows to 90 degrees, or join me in the bind here. So clasping both hands behind your back, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears, and straightening your elbows. And then come back to the breath. And see if you can let go of any mental chatter. See if you can quiet your mind and come back to the present moment. Beautiful. Release your arms now. Step your right foot to the front of the mat. Just take that moment to receive the energy, the vibrance, the life force or the recharging energy that you cultivated in those warrior one. Beautiful. Come to stand at the back of your mat now. We're going to move through a Vayu Namaskar before we make our way to the floor. So inhale, raise both arms skyward. And exhale to bend your knees, lower your hips to the ground. Inhale, walk both hands out, tabletop position. Exhale, press back to downward dog. And towards the end of your exhale, step your right foot in between your hands, lower your left heel to the ground. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale to sink a little deeper, ground into the earth. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And then exhale to fold over that straight leg, reaching your fingertips to the floor. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, downward dog. Inhale to walk your hands forward, lower your hips to plank. And then exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze them tight by your side. Lower to the ground. Inhale, raise your chest to upward dog. Exhale to tuck your toes, press back to downward dog. Towards the end of your exhale, step your left foot to the front of the mat, lower your right heel to the ground. Inhale to rise, both arms skyward, warrior one. And then exhale to sink a little deeper, ground into the earth. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And then exhale, fold over that front leg, reaching your fingertips to the floor. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands on the ground, step back to downward dog. 3 breaths here. On your next inhalation, lower both knees to the floor. Exhale to walk your hands back, roll over your toes, find that low squat position, arms skyward. Inhale to press through your heels all the way to stand. And exhale to fold from deep in the hips, reaching your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold. You might like to take your hands to the back of the calves. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. And exhale, lower both arms by your side. And simply receive. Raise your arms skyward again. Bring your palms together, fold from deep in the hips, reaching your fingertips to the floor. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And then from here, we're going to walk both hands forward, lowering your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes, sit your hips back on your heels, find Vajrasana. Lovely. From here, untuck your feet from underneath you and come to lay supine on your mat. So we're going to move into our inversion now. So a couple of options. Option one is to extend your legs long over your hips and simply rest here. Now, if you wish to join us in Viparita Kirani, to get into the pose, you're going to lift both feet off the floor and gently swing your hips up off the ground and catch your hips in your hands. So if you need to watch a demo before you do that, I'll do that for you now. So swinging both hips up and then catching your hips in your hands there. Extending your legs long so that your toes are over your head. And then you might like to adjust your elbows if you need some extra support there. So in this pose, making sure that your hips are not over your shoulders. So we're making a nice kind of V shape, sideward V shape here. And once you've found your option, just coming back to the breath. Remembering that the option that you choose is the one that brings you the most peace of mind, the one that allows you to experience quiet, calm mind. To come out. Gently lower both feet overhead. You might like to bend your knees here. And then gently lower your spine, supporting the outside of your hips and gently lowering all the way down. And extend your legs long in a Shavasana-like position. Noticing that your attention is being drawn further and further inward. The external world becoming less and less obvious. before we get too comfortable here. Gently rolling to one side and making your way to lay on your belly. Place your hands either side of your chest, resting your forehead on the ground here. As you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades back, lift your chest off the ground. As you exhale, lower your forehead back to the earth. Inhale to raise your chest skyward. And exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. And exhale to lower. Inhale to rise once more. This time, extend both hands forward, resting your elbows on the floor. Keeping your gaze looking forward. Just lower your shoulders away from your ears here. And walk your hands either side of your chest once more. Gently lower yourself to the ground and rest one ear on the earth, taking your hands behind you. Then switch sides so the opposite ear is resting on the earth. And walk your hands either side of your chest. Return your gaze to center. Then press through your hands up to all fours and then take a nice wide child's pose here. So taking your knees to the outside of your mat, toes together, and resting your forehead on the ground. Extend your arms long. Allowing the child's pose to reverse the effects of your back bend. Walk both hands either side of your chest. Pressing all the way up, coming to sit in Vajrasana. And then from here, move your hips drop your hips to the left, and then gently extend your feet out a little bit, to the right of you, kind of like you're sitting like a mermaid. From here, extend your right arm all the way skyward. And then as you exhale, twist from the navel, hook the outside of your right hand to the outside of your left knee. You might like to look over that left shoulder and then close down your eyes. Two more rounds of breath as you are. Then return your gaze to neutral. And come to sit back in Vajrasana. So hips over heels. Rest your palms on your thighs. And when you feel ready, drop your hips to the right side of your mat. Releasing your heels from underneath you, coming back to that mermaid-like seat. Place your right hand to the outside of your right hip. Inhale to raise your left arm. And then as you exhale, twist from the navel center and hook the outside of the left arm to the outside of the right knee. Final piece to move here is the gaze over your right shoulder. 2 more rounds of breath as you are. When you're ready, gently coming out of the twist. Extend both legs long out in front of you. You might like to bend your knees here. Inhale to raise both arms. Extend your spine. And then exhale to fold from your hips, reaching your fingertips to your toes. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, keeping the length in your spine, just bending your elbows. Feeling the connection of your belly to thigh as you breathe in and out. Take one more round of that deep belly breath. And inhale to raise your arms skyward. Exhale, lower them down to your thighs. And take a moment to feel the grounding energy connecting you to the earth underneath you. And gently making your way to a Shavasana position. Allowing your feet to naturally roll out. You might like to place your palms facing down for extra grounding, or facing up in a state of receiving the energy of your practice today. And as you connect back with your breath here, sense a golden light just above the crown of your head. And as you inhale, drawing that golden light into your physical body. And as you exhale, sensing that gold light washing through your entire body. Inhale to draw in the golden light. exhale, extend that golden light all the way through your body, out your hands and out your feet. Continue like this for a minute or so. Release the technique and just rest in that golden light within and surrounding you. Begin to deepen your breath. Gently wriggling your fingers and your toes. When you feel ready, rolling to one side. Taking a few rounds of breath on your side. Very slowly making your way to your meditation seat. Simply becoming aware of your breath. Notice the temperature of the air as you inhale. Notice there's a coolness to the breath. Notice that when you exhale, there's a slight warmth. Sense the air that you're breathing in as vibration. Feel the energetic qualities of the air as life force energy or prana. And as you inhale, draw this prana, the vibration or energy, through the nostrils to the point at the center of the forehead. Notice with each and every inhale, the more prana you pull to that point at the center of your forehead. Notice it begins to have a vibration of its own. Maybe it's a vibration, a pulsation, a heat, or even a knowing that is drawing you deeper into that point at the center of your forehead. just experience yourself as that vibration. It's like your whole being is resting at that point, within that point. Now draw your awareness down to the center of your heart, the spiritual heart, center of your chest. Notice that as you rest your awareness here, a golden light begins to form. As you inhale, that golden light expands to the width of your chest. The golden light expands to your whole body, almost like you're sitting in an egg of golden light, of unconditional love. Rest in that feeling of unconditional love, bliss and joy. to stay here, this golden egg, for as long as you like. Otherwise, bringing your hands together at heart center. Remembering that you can come back to this feeling at any time. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Hari Om.